Groaners! Well, here it is, episode 189, which is 11 away from episode 200. I've got to say a little bit of an apology because unfortunately I was going to record on Sunday, just gone, but some personal stuff happened and I had to put the recording back by a day. Didn't give any time to put anything out to say it was going to be late. My apologies, that's on me. However, here we go. We must start this episode off with a tribute to Anthony, aka Tony Head, from Buffy The Vampire Slayer. He played Buffy's Watcher, which means trainer and guide, in the TV show. People may also remember him from the Nescafe Gold Blend ad campaign, as well as other TV shows. He sadly passed away earlier at the end of last week, which didn't give us enough time to put some trivia together, and he was aged 72. That's 3 of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer gang gone now. We will miss you, Giles. Rest easy. Unfortunately though, we have no audience groan this week, but that's okay. But come on, groaners, we need your groans, groan tent, and feedback, your nominations for Hero or Zero of the Week. You know how to reach us. You can email us at thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. You can Facebook message us, which is either myself, that's Mystery Groaner, or admin Nicole, that's Nicole Amos. You can find us on Facebook groups under the Groan Zone Podcast Facebook group. Or lastly, drop a comment on any platform you listen to us on. Drop us a line to say you've done that, and we'll review it and see what we can put it in the show. You know, this episode isn't just about a tribute and groan tent. Admin Nicole has also supplied us with facts about National Cancer Survivors Day, which was on the Sunday just gone. Kicking the show off though is me, hello groaners, with my groans. People who still think WWE is real. I get it. Everyone needs something to enjoy and spend their time on, but come on. World Wrestling Entertainment, or formerly WWF, before they got taken to court by the World Wildlife Federation, is not real. You've got grown-ups still thinking it's real and investing and betting money on matches. It's predetermined! The only thing real about WWE is some of the movesets and actual injuries. Overall, it is not real. Ever heard of kayfabe? Flavours of crisps that don't work. So the World Cup is coming, and strange or brand new flavours of crisps are coming. That's potato chips to those in America. Bangers and mash, honestly, just tastes like bacon, aka pork. And where's the potato? Well, that's the crisp. Why not try crazy out there flavours instead of something nice yet boring, aka playing it safe? Overly greasy hamburgers. I love a good hamburger me, or double beef burger me. But some people out there try to cram too much in. It gets to the point where the bun gets too soggy and the ingredients just together. A BLT or double bacon burger is where the buck should stop, rather than injecting your patty with cheese or gravy or adding 3 more patties, giving you 5 or 4. That's my groan served up, groaners. We're now going to have the first fact drop from admin Nicole about National Cancer Survivors Day. Held on the first Sunday in June, National Cancer Survivors Day is a celebration for all those who have been diagnosed with cancer and, following treatment, have been given the all clear. It is a day that is celebrated around the world and a chance to reflect on what cancer patients endure and the effect on their families. It is also an opportunity to thank the doctors, researchers, fundraisers and donors who make survival possible. And, to quote early here groaners, they are the heroes of the week and for all time, as well as those who've put in a hell of a fight to beat cancer, and those unfortunately have also lost their lives to cancer, and they put in a hell of a fight. They're posthumously heroes as well. More facts from the fact drop to come through the episode, groaners. But let's hit our first game, which is Talking Nonsense. I give you the gibberish, but you must answer with the 4 words. Here it comes. Round 1. This Mexican dish can contain many things, including sour cream. Your nonsense is a body root. Post your groaners. guess what it could be, and then unpause as we move on to round number 2. Lots of chewy sweets have this in. Your nonsense is Nescafe. Pause here, groaners. What could that be? Have a think, answer, and then unpause. And round number 3. This music was big in the 80s, and it still is quite big now. Your nonsense is Buffy. Pause your groaners. Have a think what the answer could be. Answer, and then unpause. And the nonsense will be given forwards later on with the game answers, groaners. Flipping to Admin Nicole once again, we dive feet first into Creepy Corner. Reunion is your story for this week. Grim strolled into the chaos, scythe in hand and gas mask safely secured over his face. He had no hesitation as he raised his scythe and sliced Vega in half, causing him to fall apart and reform himself back to normal. Sometimes it would take that kind of shock to snap him out of his anger, but luckily it was rare he ever got that angry. The air was still thick and heavy and the moon was still black. This would take some time to fix. Damien crashed to the floor, eyes black as the night sky above, thrashing around as if he wasn't sure what was going on around him. Then it happened. The air stopped moving. The sirens went silent and everything around them just stood still. Kronos appeared, stopping time in an attempt to fix things before it was too late for them all. Kronos admitted that in the making of this world, Valencia had asked for his freedom. He would no longer be bound to that sand prison he had spent so long in, yet he was so used to it that he decided not to ever leave unless he had to. Vega and Grim looked at each other and nodded in silence, as they both chose to take on their more humanoid forms. It is not preferable to either of them, but around Kronos they deemed it necessary. It's not often the primals all gather in one place after all. I can't die, but I still feel pain, you know. Is there nothing you could think of outside of cutting me in half? Anyway, we had better tie this one up before he hurts someone. The moment will pass, but I can't say he didn't deserve it. It's been some time since someone made me that angry, Vega said. Kronos had to keep Damien unfrozen, or it would have taken too long for the gas to be out of his system. The little known truth was that Vega was the leader of the primals. He never wanted to be, but between him, Grim and Kronos, he was the strongest. Whenever he reaches a certain level of anger, he begins to grow out of his control, and a black gas leaks out of him. In essence, that black gas causes anyone who breathes in to be forced to endure their worst nightmares. If they don't fight through their nightmares, then the nightmares will destroy them and they will never wake up. I see your nightmare field claimed another victim. It's been a while though since I've seen it in action. I'd hope for all our sakes that it didn't wake them up. We all promised to never go out of control or do anything that would risk waking them up. Remember? Grim said. Vega went to apologise, but Kronos rested his hand on his shoulder, reminding him it wasn't his fault. Kronos and Grim both knew the only thing that could truly cause Vega to lose control was to mention anything bad about Valencia. It was a harsh burden that Vega had always had to face, but one he took on with a smile. He had no other choice after all. At least now, he can be around her even if she'll never know the truth. Thankfully, Kronos was also not affected by the black gas, although they never understood why. It was always believed it had something to do with the sand that always protected him. Vega was calmer now, in a better state at least. He was able to draw back the black gas and absorb it back into himself, and soon after, Damien shocked himself awake. He was sweating profusely and so confused and delirious as to what was going on. He looked around and saw all three of the primals looking at him. His head was pounding. He couldn't remember what happened, but he felt as though he just witnessed something traumatic. Then he looked at Vega and remembered the events before it went dark for him. He blamed him for what happened once again. Grim took off the mask now that the air was safe again and held his scythe in front of Vega. Kronos forced him back into his chair as they surrounded him. You caused a lot of trouble here, you know. I don't sense any changes in the pit though, so we're lucky. But let me be clear, that was painfully close to being too late. You are not one of us, you never will be. We are very careful about who gets chosen to be a primal. We are the originals, created alongside existence itself. We do not die, yet we know pain like you can't imagine. Now take the letter from Grim and give it to that Dr. Quack. I don't like him, but at some point Valencia will realise her truth and then she can take back her true name, Kronos explained. Grim forced the letter into Damien's hand and told him to go. He wasn't happy about it, but he disappeared in an instant. He could tell he screwed up, even if he refused to believe it was his fault. He showed up at the pond where Lily, Lionel and Dr. Quack had gathered, planning their next move. Dr. Quack and Lionel prepared to attack as Lily held Barnaby tight, but Damien was clear that he meant no harm. He had a letter for him that could help Valencia. Dr. Quack was hesitant, but he took it off him. He knew Grimm's official stationery all too well, so he knew it wasn't fake. He opened the letter carefully and with utmost caution. There wasn't much written there, a short message, straight to the point. It left a lot of questions, but it was a start. If you wish to save your star, find a way to kill the beginning and the end. If you don't, they will do far worse to her than what they've already done, and evils are primal, she may not survive. The box will be opened, they will climb out of the pit. We have held out this long, but we can't keep the pit sealed forever. So with your memories now intact, find a way to save your star, or I'm afraid, like us, you'll be forced to watch her spark die. Well, Nicole, a cliffhanger on this week's episode. Well written again, but also felt a bit fire and brimstone at the end there. Here's hoping Valencia can be saved. More creepy corner, next week, Groaners. And now, Groaners, we're delving into the dimension of what the... Now, I've not got the full story, but I'm not digging up the details because they are a bit for the podcast. Earlier in the week, that's last week, Admin Nicole told me about this. I've seen the picture, and it's the woman's face. Not the rest of it, just her face. A woman loses 10 years of memories after pooping with excessive force. I get people straying, but how in the holy hell do you do this to yourself? If you know the answers, Groaners, do not give us the answers on a postcard, do not email in, we do not want to know. Another fact drop hits us now, once again, from Admin Nicole. The Children with Cancer Charity UK was founded over 35 years ago by Marion and Eddie O'Gorman, parents to Paul, who sadly died from leukemia in his early teens since its launch in 1988. Children with Cancer UK has raised more than £300 million and funded over 300 research projects, which helped improve childhood cancer survival rates from 67% to 84%. Every day in the UK, 10 children and young people receive a cancer diagnosis, and sadly, cancer is still the biggest cause of death for children under the age of 15. It's a shocking statistic, Groaners, and one day we will beat the damn thing. We'll beat cancer, we will beat all of them. One more fact to be dropped later, Groaners. We now have a Zero of the Week, Groaners, and this is the turn of a French teen by the name of Didier. I'll not give his full name, and he's facing charges of mischief and public nuisance in Singapore after he posted a video of himself licking a straw from an orange juice machine and then putting it back. The offence happened at a shopping mall on March 12th. He is 18 years of age and hasn't entered a plea as of late April. He was due back in court after special permission in early May to attend a school trip required for graduation. His last court date was 29th of May and I've seen no updates yet. Clearly this buffoon does not know what hygiene is, as well as leaving a nasty surprise for the next customer. Didier, I hope you learn your lesson, but currently you are a Zero of the Week. And just to say, Groaners, if you think about doing something like this, you could face, just like him, 3 months to 2 years in prison, or possibly both, as well as a fine. What would you hit him with, Groaners? A fine, a prison sentence, or both? Personally, I'd hit him with a stick. Bloody stupid idiot. You ready? Last game of the episode, Groaners. It is time for 50-50. You're getting 3 games this week. We've had 1 already. This one. Last one comes soon. Round 1, in case you wonder what 50-50 is. I give you a question or a statement, and then 2 answers. You've got to pick one of the answers. Hence, 50-50. It's a 3-rounder this week. So round 1. Who played Ivan Drago in Rocky IV? Was it A, Razor Ruddock, or B, Dolph Lundgren? Pause your Groaners, pick your 50-50, and then unpause and move on to the next round, which is round number 2. What year were Haribo Sweets released? Was it A, 1922, or B, 1937? Pause your Groaners again, pick your 50-50, and then unpause, and then move on to round number 3. Which animal has the fastest digestive system? Is it A, a cheetah, or B, a hummingbird? Pause your Groaners, pick your 50-50, and then unpause and await the answers, which will come later on, Groaners. But now, I've sat on this why all episode, and I've got to come out with it now. I'm titling it people doing stupid things in the name of curiosity. And I'm going to do this off the cuff, Groaners, so this is unscripted. I'm doing it from memory. 3 years ago, a worker in China got very curious about foam bundles that were manufactured by his factory, and he wanted to see if they were flammable. He lit one and it instantly went up in flames. And then, what happens with fire? It goes on to the next one, and the next one, and there he is trying to put it out with his hands. He should have known that during the manufacturing process, butane gas is released and stored within the foam until the butane is released and then safe to be cut off elsewhere rather than being a fire hazard. But no, this idiot set fire to 1, then to 2, then 3, then 4, and then before you know it, the whole factory is up in a blaze. He was arrested by the Chinese authorities. I don't know what happened to him after that, but I dare say someone probably gave him a justice slap. Doing stupid things in the name of curiosity, Groaners. I've got to ask, why? Oh, why? Don't be curious, just be safe. And now, Groaners, our last fact drop for National Cancer Survivors Day UK. The charity aims to understand more about why children develop cancer, to find explanations for the increase in risk, and to establish whether prevention is a possibility. They want to drive forward the development of novel approaches to diagnosis, identify markers of likely outcome, and improve treatments for childhood cancer in order to tackle those forms which still elude successful treatment and to minimise the risk of adverse treatment-related effects. One of their main goals is to understand more about the long-term risks faced by childhood cancer survivors, of whom there are now more than 30,000 in the UK alone. Thank you, Admin Nicole, for the facts this week. Very informative, and hopefully, if you know someone who has cancer or suffered with cancer, hopefully out there you're getting the support you need. And if not, consult the charity. I'll give the details at the end of the show. It's game answer time, Groaners. So, starting from the most recent game first. 50-50. For round 1, if you picked B for who played Ivan Drago in Rocky 4, congrats! You've got a point. Obviously, if you picked A, you ain't got a point. Round 2, if you went for 1922 for the year when Haribo suits were released, congrats! You've got a point. You picked B, you don't have a point. And for round 3, if you went for a hummingbird, congrats! You have a point because that is the animal that has the fastest digestive system. You went for A cheetah, that's the animal that can run one of the fastest. And you don't have a point. And for talking nonsense, for round 1, this Mexican dish can contain many things including sour cream. Your nonsense was a burrito. For round 2, lots of chewy sweets have this in. Your nonsense was gelatin. Of course, you get more vegetarian or vegan sweets these days, so gelatin is getting phased out, but it's still in some sweets. And for round 3, this music was big in the 80s, and still is. Your nonsense is hip-hop. Congratulations, Groaners, if you scored points in any of the games this week, and you got one more coming your way, which is Admin Nicole's Anagram Anxiety. Historic Alicia is your anagram. That's HISTORIC ALICA. Your clue is it a flower or a man? Now, Admin Nicole says she toned down both the anagram and the clue to make it easier for me this week. Admin Nicole, that didn't help. I'm still clueless. Haven't got a clue. A flower or a man? What? I haven't got a clue, Groaners. So yet again, you're on your own. Good luck. And with that, Groaners, we're now going to give the details of how to contact that charity. The telephone number is for those that have been affected with cancer, especially those that have children. Yeah, the telephone number is, and it's a free phone number. It's 0800 222 9000. If you live outside of the UK, I dare say there is probably an equivalent number for you. And unfortunately, if we had to go through all the numbers, we would be here all episode. But I hope you find the equivalent numbers in your country, Groaners. And if you are dealing with cancer, never ever give up. You're stronger than you think, and with those lifelines, you'll be surprised at how far you can go. And with that, Groaners, hopefully you enjoyed this week's episode. We will see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye. greasy hamburgers. I love a ham. More facts from the fact up to come through the episode. Start that bit again. Thankfully, Kronos was also. Kronos forced him back into his. Now, I've got the. From. Congratulations, Groaners. If you go. Congratulations, Groaners. If you.